single day, the choices we make leave a mark on the environment.
Indeed, from the fuel in our cars to the electricity in our homes, our everyday habits are shaping the future of our planet.
Exactly, Thelma. Today, let us explore how we can reduce our carbon footprints and how we can even make it lighter.
We will go further to unpack how little changes can make a whole lot of difference. My name is Thelma Obaza. Welcome. It's Weekend Deal.
I am feeling green today. How about you? Stay with us as we unpack, like Thelma says, and also explore how we can reduce, make our environment even more friendly. I am Patience Eloy Abba, and this, of course, is your favorite weekend show.
Of course, we do know that from the fuel in our cars to the electricity in our homes, every habit we have formed over time is shaping the future of our planet. And as a result, we're talking about our carbon footprint. Well, our producer extraordinaire today, Francis Ogbe, is going to shed more light on the footprints that we are leaving behind. Are they carbon in nature? Francis, please tell us more.
Every human being leaves footprints wherever he goes. Some footprints are visible on sand, soil, or snow. Others are invisible but far more lasting. These invisible footprints are the marks our daily activities leave on the environment. In today's world, one of the most significant of these marks is our carbon footprint.
Carbon footprints is summarily the activities of a person in an environment contributing to the carbon dioxide, what is expert call the greenhouse emissions. And every individual can be able to generate 160 tons of such emissions in a year in a developing country.
Many people think climate change is caused only by large factories, multinational corporations, or government policies. While these indeed play a major role, the truth is that the lifestyle of every individual also contributes significantly. From the way we travel, cook, dispose our waste, and consume products, our everyday activities leave environmental footprints that collectively affect the planet.
Our own activity largely contribute to the pollution and degradation of the environment. Take, for instance, up till now, some people are defecating outside. As you are driving, you see people defecating. So activities of human beings is more than the industries that we have. How many industries do we have in Abuja working? Now you cannot even cite any of the industry flaring any of the gases in the FCT, except you get to Lagos, maybe Port Harcourt and other places.
The connection between these everyday activities and global warming may not always be obvious, but it is real. Rising global temperatures lead to climate changes that are already affecting many parts of the world. In Nigeria, these changes are evident through rising temperatures, irregular rainfall platforms, flooding in some regions, drought in others, and increasing desertification.
A lot of activities of human endeavors contribute to this carbon footprint. We have the transport, whereby if you take your car, you'll be emitting a lot of carbon dioxide. That will contribute to the ozone layer, and then it will now impact negatively into the economy. We have a very bad means of waste disposal in this part of the world. In some instances, some people even used to burn the waste and emitting a lot of gases, carbon dioxide outside before they can now pack the rubbles. And in some instances, we just dump refuse anyhow, indiscriminately, and without considering the impact It has impact to the soil that we are dumping such refuse, and it has also impact to our own human life. But we don't also consider that.
The key message is clear. Climate change is not only about industries and governments. Individual lifestyles also matter. Every Nigerian can play a role in reducing carbon.
The only way we can do it is for a human being to reverse his or her activity by reforestation, and ensuring that we do the right thing in terms of the waste disposal.
The footprints we leave behind today will shape the world that future generations inherit. If our footprints are careless and destructive, the environment will continue to deteriorate. But if our footprints reflect responsibility and awareness, they can lead to a healthier and more sustainable planet.
Thank you so much. Welcome back to the studio. It is time for us to unpack this amazing topic. I mean, when you hear about your carbon footprint, what exactly is carbon footprint? How much should an individual generate in a year? And how can we keep it so low that we don't increase the temperature, the Earth's surface temperature? To help us dissect all this is our first guest. She's here, a very pretty, good-looking young woman. She's been read best. She is the program director of Victor Energies. Let's see her profile.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Weekend Deal.
Thank you for having me.
You know, as awesomely beautiful as you are,
Thank
you give
you.
us hope that you are working assiduously to ensure that we reduce carbon emission and improve the climate in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Are we confident of that?
Yeah, I would say to a certain extent, yes, the government is on track, and then there's awareness where people are being educated about their carbon footprints and the emissions. Yes.
What is your role? You're doing something now.
Yes.
You're working with a team to
Yes.
ensure that we can breathe good air and smile. How far have you gone?
Okay, so I work with Vector Energy as the program director, where we're working with local solar developers to help them to onboard their projects to access carbon credits. So this is because they are deploying mini grids in rural communities, so deploying renewable energy. So that is offsetting and not installing fossil fuels.
Okay, nice. Fossil fuels.
Yes.
Now, let's bring it down. I need us to break it down so that the average Nigerian, even the one we no go school,
Yes,
we don't understand. Yes, because a lot of people, when you talk about climate change, when you talk about all this, it's for them. I've seen people actually tell me, I beg, until that, be for us. So how does an individual know, what does he do or she do to increase or reduce carbon footprint? Would every Nigerian, whether you're living in the city or in the village, do you have a carbon footprint, or it's meant for people like who are living in Abuja and Kaduna?
Okay, thank you so much. So if you look at carbon footprint, right, for me, in simple terms, I would say that see it as the heat gas or the dirty gas or dirty smoke that your daily activities contribute to the environment.
Absolutely.
So for instance now, so let me relate it to footprints. So when you walk on sand, you know when you leave your footsteps, you call it footprints.
Yeah.
So for carbon, in the sense it's invisible air that you, like your invisible prints, you live in air. So like how you use your firewood that emits a lot of smoke that is not good for the environment. When you people don't share the same car, so there are some families that you would see have maybe 4 cars. They want to go to church. The father is driving his own car. The mother is driving her car. That is contributing more carbon into the air. So what people can do as everyday Nigerians to be aware is to make sure that if you're at home and there's lights, you're not using the bulb turn off something as little as turning off your light bulb, something as little as even covering your pot properly when you are cooking. Because when you don't cover the pot properly, it means that you're burning more fuel. So those little things, even when you don't reuse your clothes. For instance, now we're in our house, your clothes tears or your slippers cuts, the first thing that comes to our mind is, let me throw it away. You don't look for a shoemaker. But you have to remember that there's hidden carbon in producing that slippers and getting it to you. So Nigerians need to be aware that it's not about government, it's not just about big companies. You as an individual.
So how you dispose your waste is very important.
That is very important. Some people burn their waste, they just light it up in open air. That is not
Quite
good
a
at
number
all.
of people, I would
A lot
say.
of people do that,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
Perhaps they don't know better, but there
Yeah.
are so many other things, even from those who are aware.
Yeah.
Those who have heard about carbon footprints, they know
Footprints.
about climate change,
Yes.
they can tell you the book, what's happening and where Nigerians stand. But in spite of that,
Yeah.
sometimes they say they are hard-pressed not to make this, not to do these things that further deplete
The environment.
and
Yeah.
all of that. Okay,
Yes.
but we will talk more about that. I'm
Yes.
being told by my director, producer, that we should go and talk with Deborah. Deborah has been focused all through the week about energy and pollution. Let's see how that impacts our discussion. And perhaps there are one or two things that we can take from it. Deborah, I saw you at work. I can't wait to see what the outcome is.
Energy is essential for our daily lives. We use energy to power our homes, run businesses, move from place to place, and operate machines. However, the way we produce and use energy can lead to pollution and increase our carbon footprint. Research shows that energy use is one of the largest contributors of greenhouse gas emissions in Nigeria. These emissions come mainly from petrol and diesel generators, fuel consumption from transportation, and inefficient use of electricity in homes and offices.
For the reduction of fossil fuels, which generally come from petrol and petroleum byproducts and emissions of gaseous, harmful gaseous emissions during what you might call the processes and procedures of generating such energy, by when you drill, by when you are trying to harvest gas, by when you are trying to capture gas, whichever term you decide to use. All of those things have been known to become toxic at that level. At the second tier is when the users use it on their cars, use it for generation of power through generators or through other means of heating.
Many homes, offices, and businesses depend on petrol and diesel generators because electricity supply is not always reliable. A shop owner who runs a generator all day burns fuel continuously. Cars, buses, motorcycles, and trucks use petrol or diesel to operate. Heavy traffic and increasing number of vehicles on the road, when these fuels burn, they release carbon dioxide and other pollutants and contribute significantly to climate change.
An attempt to reduce the emissions of hazardous and harmful gases to the atmosphere by way of cleaner fuels. And that will talk about sunlight, they talk about wind energy. Some people have recently divested into the areas of hydrogen, which has to do with water and its chemical management to generate power through hydrogen. Cars are running on that. Then you now have CNG buses, of course, introduced in Nigeria and all of that. Those, when you're using CNG and, of course, the other uses of domestic gas, which is also LPG. But in all, cleaner modes of energy include sunlight, wind, and water.
A shop owner who limits generator use and switches to alternative energy sources reduces fuel consumption and pollution. A family using solar power produces clean energy from sunlight. When several people share one vehicle, instead of driving, less fuel is burned and fewer greenhouse gases are released.
The alternative is a renewed source of energy. This renewed source of energy are the solar, the biogas, the hydropower. These are the sources of alternative energy, and patronizing them, I will tell you, is quite expensive. Yes, but clean and more effective. Very clean and effective, and it does not contribute anything that harm our environment.
The mother nature is not only our own to protect, but a must to protect, because we have no other place to dwell than in our environment. Sanitation is key. The cleanliness of our environment, the reduction of harmful and toxic chemical uses in industries and others, especially plastics.
However, by adopting simple practices such as using renewable energy, conserving electricity, turning off unused devices, and using shared transportation, individuals can reduce their carbon footprints and help protect the environment for future generations.
We own this world. Let's make it work. Let's make it rock for everybody. And one of the amazing things we need to look into is the carbon footprints. Carbon emission, gas, methane, lots of things. Some things we're not doing right and some things we can do better. Well, you saw our first guest all the way from Mango local government area, Plateau State, amazing expert in this field. Let's introduce our second guest. He's Dr. Olariwaju Fatai Akintola, Assistant Director, Federal Ministry of Environment and Climate Change Department. His profile is now.
You're welcome to Weekend Deal, sir.
Yeah,
It's good to see you again.
it's good that you are having me. I'm grateful.
Yes, because it's also nice to know that you are still on the course of the world getting better. It's quite heartwarming. Now, let me take it from a very mundane aspect. These days, Hamatan is not Hamataning. It's Hamatan. Growing up, when it's Hamatan, this thing we used to buy, wet lips. Tell me, I don't know if you know it.
Ooh,
wet lips. You will see somebody from my 20, her lips will be sharp.
Yes,
Oh, you remember that?
yes.
It used to be dry. Hamatan used to herald Christmas. There's this smell in the air that you know that, oh God, something is happening.
Yeah.
Our children don't get that anymore. The rain patterns are not predictable. The weather patterns are everywhere. Is it a result of climate change? And how are we contributing? How is Patience, Thelma, Renbeth, and you, sir, contributing to this
You have just
drastic
defined
change?
climate change.
I just did.
Climate change is changes in weather condition, temperature, over a period of time due to tectonic activities, that is human activities. What you are doing, cooking in the house, is a contributor.
But should we not eat anymore, sir?
We didn't say you should not eat.
No. So what can we do?
That is why I said we are all contributors.
Contributing.
You understand? You see, climate change, let me give you a very local example. If you have a flat and you lock it over a period of time, you now go and open that very particular house, what do you find?
Dust,
Dust. You will see that if it is over a period of time, even the wall will be cracking.
Yes, yes, sir.
That is reacting to that very particular environment. The building itself is life.
The life of the building.
So if there is no exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide within a flat, you see it getting decaying.
because there's no life load.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nobody
okay,
is
nobody
opening
is,
the
uh,
door. Nobody is opening
yes.
the oxygen is not entering. The carbon dioxide is not going out. So definitely there will be changes. The same thing now. Bring that very particular idea into into the environment. Different, and you will see that even the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria have different temperature states. Why? Because we have different climatic conditions in these zones.
In different states.
The climatic space of every zone are different. The temperature different. The rainfall pattern different. The clean air different. Noise pollution different. All these attributes will definitely affect the environment. And they are all factors. And they are all factors of the climate.
Yeah.
But, sir, you're doing global touring because climate change, carbon emission, carbon footprints, despite the fancy words, the impact is devastating. She talked about our children not knowing what we experience as Amatan. Before, it was on a light-hearted note that our children missed out on the best. You know, it was a joke. But now it's serious business. All the tours you are doing around the world, how is it coming home to change what we're experiencing?
Don't forget, the environment too is dynamic. When you are younger, how many population do we have?
Less, much less.
What are the quantity of carbon dioxide we are releasing? What are the quantity of oxygen? The trees we cut, how many have we replaced? Everybody, fossil fuel. We are, don't forget again, 230 million population.
So there's pressure.
How
More or
many
less.
percentage are using gas in their house, clean energy? That is a very huge gap.
From when we're young to now.
Yes.
But there's something called foresight. With what we're experiencing now, are we looking forward? Perhaps let Nimret take it from here.
Rinret. Yes.
Please tell us forward. Now, our dear assistant director is telling us that we have expanded. So we should have expected this. Now that we are seeing this, the future is now before us and not looking pleasant in terms of carbon footprint. What are we doing to make it more pleasant?
Okay, so I would say what we can do as individuals, first of all, is you have to be aware and be accountable about your behaviors. What are you doing? What can I do differently? And then begin to see how can our government begin to help us to build infrastructures. For instance, when it comes to waste disposal, people, even if I want to dispose my waste, imagine me with my waste and I come out and there's no proper bin for me to dispose that waste. There's a problem. So I'm just saying that we should ensure that these things, we are aware of these things. And then secondly, another way we can begin to look forward is look at renewable energy options like solar. There are some companies who give you solar and you can pay in installments. Over time, it's cheaper than using your generators. Because if you now, with the war that's happening in the Middle East, we are experiencing hike in fuel prices.
Absolutely.
So you can now see that to buy fuel and put on your generator is more expensive. Though I know that renewable energy, maybe solar, can be expensive when you're buying like at first, but if you look at it over a period of 10 years, 15 years, it's cheaper. Because when you divide that money over that time, so the good thing is, and you don't need to be buying fuel daily like your generators. So in the future, it's just about changing our habits, ensuring that those little things, we now have, the government have initiatives like the CNG. So people are now modifying their cars to have CNG, because CNG, even though it's natural gas, but it doesn't emit as much fuel as your crude or coal. So these are few things that we can begin to look at to see that how can we cut down our emissions daily with our behaviors.
What about planting trees?
That is another one.
of it.
So you have to plant trees as well. So we have different initiatives, and you have to begin to teach your children the behavior of repairing, and then don't throw, like disposable packs, for instance.
Yes.
Most Nigerians buy food outside.
Yes.
You see a lot of people say, I cannot wash this plastic plate. I just want to throw it away. But that is not a good behavior. So you can begin, you can reuse those packs, maybe to store your soups, to store other things in the fridge, and then when the life, maybe it's broken, then you can recycle it properly. Look for collection points in your communities. We have recycling organizations who have this collection. Maybe they do it weekly, they do it monthly. They have apps. So you can register to those apps and make them to come and
become
pick.
intentional.
Exactly. Very
I
intentional.
mean, I was actually going to go there where you spoke about buying food in those takeaway. We call them takeaway.
Takeaway
right?
packs, yes.
Takeaway packs. But doctor, are you talking to organizations or companies, fast food companies, to say there are other alternatives to takeaway packs? Maybe if we have better alternatives like they have in other climes, where people are now using more earth-friendly packs to sell food. Are you talking to organizations, or we're just doing the doctor? What are people doing to ensure that
You see,
our planet takes care of us too?
let me go back again. You define climate change that time. Climate change has come. It doesn't have a solution. It's either you adapt or you mitigate.
Adapt or mitigate.
Yes. Adaptation means, okay, how do we manage the situation we find ourselves, such as what we are doing now? We've been complaining about the heat, but you have a way you manage it. Either you go to the bathroom several times and pour water on yourself. Isn't it? Aha. So that's adaptation. You have to adapt, because climate change is not going anywhere. It's living with us.
That's going to stay.
It's a reality, whether you like it or not. It is an essentiality. You cannot do anything about it. You either adapt or you mitigate. Mitigate means you prevent it from affecting you more than you can handle. However, when you are not talking about adaptation and mitigation, one thing is very important: education. You need to educate, you need to give awareness, and you need to do advocacy, which government is doing. It might not be enough, because it can't be enough. 230 million
That's a lot.
population.
But you can partner with the
But you
public,
know, sometimes-
the public sector.
Yeah, like NOA, even
Yes.
NOA.
You know, say it's not enough.
It's not enough,
It's hardly
230
out
million.
there. Like if you put on your television or your radio, how often do you hear about the advocacy?
We are not hearing.
What are you doing, even
see-
in your ministry, your department?
I don't want
Have
to
you
talk-
come to NTA to give us your promos and jingles?
I didn't
Have
come
your
here.
big money?
I didn't come here for the ministry anyway.
Okay.
You came in your own capacity.
My own capacity. I don't want to talk about that much.
Okay.
But I can tell you that they are trying. their
Advocacy is on.
best. Is on.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you, my dear sister. We'll talk more. The conversation is not done, not by far. But our second break back on some weekend deal, we'll take it. What are your carbon footprints like? We are being told here that everyone should be intentional and we should take responsibility of what we do, how we do, when we do, because all of us are facing the heat intensely. Our break is now. Let's take it.
Look at this. Yeah? Look at that. All right. Time na money, oh. Time na money. Time na money, eh. Time na money. Make you use your time well. No waka waka. No gossip gossip. No spoil another man. Use your time well. Use your time well. Use your time well. Do better thing. Money no dey fall from heaven. Do better thing. Money go come. Now true order they tell you so and yeah. All right. Use your time well. Time na money, eh. Time na money. Time na money, oh. Time na money. Make you use your time well. No waka waka, no gossip gossip, who spoil another man. Use your time well, use your time well, use your time well. I say do better thing, money no dey fall from heaven. Do better thing, money go come. Not true all that they tell you so, they and do. Yeah. Look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. My brother, no waste your time. Do better work, money go come. Now so, come on. Time na money, oh. Ifoma, I want to marry you. Give me your love. Give me your love. Give me your love. Give me your love. I want to marry you. Baby, I'm serious. I want to marry you. Darling, I'm serious. I don't want to play no games. I don't want to mess around. I don't want to jive no more. I want to settle down. Give me your love. Give me your love. Let me see you whining. Let me see you dancing. Dance ya, dance ya, dance ya, dance ya. Oh yeah. Shake up. Oh yeah, shake up. I want to marry you. Baby, I'm serious. I want to marry you. Darling, I'm serious. I don't want to play no games. I don't want to mess around. I don't want to jive no more. I want to settle down. Give me your love. Give me your love. If I'm a dance, I shall dance. Come on. Oh yeah, why now? Why now? Why now? Why now? Why now? Why now? If I'm out, let me know your mind. If I'm ahead, let me know your mind. Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know your mind. If I'm say yes, if I'm if I'm I want to marry you. Come on. Shake up, shake up, shake up, shake up, shake up. Come on. Let's dance it together. Dance here. Dance here. Dance here. Look at this.
Thank you, Lady Alex, for taking us down memory lane. I want to marry you. Hey, baby, I'm serious.
That's so.
Aye, way back things. I remember my family house, they would play that song way back. Okay, so let's, okay. We'll be allowing NTA Joyce to join the conversation now. NTA Joyce, take it away.
Our way of life to a great extent, can either improve or degrade the environment. Daily food consumption habits are primary drivers of environmental changes. In Nigeria today, just in particular, there is a common habit that is easily noticed as people use and discard synthetic materials such as polythene and plastics indiscriminately, thereby causing pollution to both soil and water bodies.
Our society is affected by all these things, also caused by human beings that are producing the polythene, the plastic, and not disposing of them properly in such a way that we will have cleaner environment. When we are properly sensitized, there will be site disposal, identification and location, so that we take whatever waste to such areas, and then waste emanating from plastic, from polythene, also disposed in a different way, so that there will be no mix-up. Because at the end of the day, we are the beneficiaries of a cleaner environment.
Food consumption system is responsible for about 30% of all human-generated greenhouse gas emissions, from the resources used to grow food to the waste created. Every day, eating habits directly affect the health of the planet.
Polythene bags are everywhere, and you see that sometimes we attempt to aggregate, put them together, and burn them into ashes. But in the course of doing that, we are introducing pollutants in our water bodies, in the atmosphere, and in the course of disposal, sometimes it is disposed indiscriminately to our agricultural feeds, and they don't decay over time and remain there.
About 40% of the world's land is used for agriculture and livestock. This often leads to deforestation, as natural ecosystems are cleared for grazing or crops cultivation.
So plastics is a big problem, and we need to really solve it. One of the things it also does is that it affects our climate, because people use the plastics to maybe light up their charcoal or light up their firewood. Apart from the fact that the people who light it up inhale these gases, which is detrimental to their health because it will affect their respiratory system. It is also going up to the atmosphere. It is depleting our ozone layer. And at the same time, because the ozone layer is being depleted, then the sun rays can now go through the ozone layer. It's not affecting us.
In PEPSA, we don't recycle, but we partner with NGOs that recycle waste. Take for instance, a bottled water. You take a bottled water, you are interested in the content of the bottled water. After taking the water, what next will you do with the bottle? Some will say I will throw. Some will say I will refill kunu, refill honey. Some will say I will make funnel out of it. Some will say I will make bags, handbags with it. Some will say I will make door carpet with it. That makes the production and the waste to reduce. That's when we come to reduce, reuse, recycle, and we must recover. This waste that is going out there from your house, you are recovering it in one way or the other, you don't know. Why? Because we recycle the waste. Like in PEPSA, we have dump sites. We have 2 government-approved dump sites. One is in Basa local government. Then one is in just South local government. When you go there, you see scavengers sorting, segregating the waste. Leather here, iron there, cartons there, newspaper there, polythenes there, all around. At the end of the day, they will take you to where they used to buy it. They will scale it and pay them.
One of our projects is to see how we can recycle these plastics. So what we are doing right now is to collect the plastics from people and then shred it and then sell it to those who are recycling it. We can't recycle it on our own. So what we do is we collect a lot of it and then we shred it. When we shred it, it reduces the size of the plastic so that it is easily transported. So we transport it to the people who can recycle it, and then they will ship it back to something else.
However, water use is about 70% of global fresh water for irrigation. Recycling of discarded materials, is crucial if we must have a healthy planet. These will conserve and reduce pollution, save energy, and cut greenhouse gas emissions, thereby creating a healthy planet. So, every purchase and meal has an environmental cost that can be addressed.
When you hear the sound of the drums, when you hear the voices of the people, lift your eyes, look to the hills where your help is. Let's sing, let's dance. Now you're here, let's sing, let's dance. Now you're here, let's sing, let's dance. Oh, 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 oh. All right, come on, buy me bottom belly, kuluma hatiye. Oga buy me bottom belly, kuluma hatiye. Dance ye, asikiwe, bansue, ayo, ayo, bansue, asikiwe, bansue, ayo, ayo, yeah, yeah, ayo, ayo. Tell me, say you like me, myself tell you my own, yo. I should reach you by me fine things, you all are rackets, yeah. If I tell you, say make you do me better, try understand. As a woman, I like plenty money. Show me, say you fit shake your body. You be chairman, no be for mountain, yeah. Chairman, do something, bamu reggae. I got by me bottom belly, kulumati, yeah. Come and buy me bottom belly, kulumati, yeah. Bansue, azikiwe, ayo, 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 ayo. All right. The way I do when I'm go down, down low, I dey cool your heart. The way I dey shake my body, I dey cool your heart. I want them for naira and dollars. I want them for pounds and euros. Kuluma hati, come and buy me bottom belly. Kuluma hati, oga buy me bottom belly. Kuluma hati, bansue azikiwe, bansue azikiwe. Oh yeah, all right, everybody. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, ofa, ogo. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, ofa, ogo. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, ofa, ogo. Oh, oh, oh. All right, everybody, let's dance now. Come on. Come on, buy me some belly. All right. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. When you hear the sound of the drums, when you hear the voices of the people, lift your eyes, look to the hills where my help is. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you so much, Lady Alex. That was very beautiful. For each song, it just took us back memory lane. Okay, so what happens, just for us to have an idea, what happens when we emit these greenhouse gases? They are trapped in the air. Once they get trapped in the air, they form a blanket in the air, like a blanket covering the air. So the heat from the sun is trapped in them and has no way to escape back to where it came from. And so it comes down to torment us. That is literally the picture. That's what I learned, behind the scenes when we speak to the experts. So John went out to find how the actions we take, the small impact and the big impact. How can we break this blanket from the greenhouse gases so that the heat can go back to where it belongs? John, tell us.
Well done. That's a master class on it.
Nigeria wakes up every morning with over 200 million stories unfolding simultaneously. Hidden inside this everyday moment is something powerful. Choice. The future of our environment is not shaped by policies alone. It is also shaped by the choices each of us makes daily. Climate change is not a distant global story. We see the signs across Nigeria. Rising heat, flooding, pollution, disappearing green spaces.
Everything that we do on a daily basis, the choice we make is responsible for carbon emission. Even agriculture, the preparation of feed for animals. And recently, even the treaty medicals. It has to start from the leadership. You understand? The younger generation, their activities are more consequential on the climate change as it stands today. Now, whatever they're doing now, their choice of clothes, their choice of food, their choice of everything.
Across the country, a new generation of Nigerians are stepping forward and raising awareness.
I think that, carbon emission, or rather the pollution, or everything that has to do with carbon or our environment should be handled by the government. They believe it's just the government alone that should do it, or big organizations, which me personally, I disagree with it. They say charity begins at home. Change begins with you. Change begins with me. Change begins with us. So the way we handle ourselves, the way we control our environment matters. That helps the government to come in and also help us. You get? They say heaven help those that help themselves. So meaning that me as a youth, I go out, I can easily go out, look at the environment, look at what I'm doing. And whenever I see that this thing here, if I burn it or if I do anything there, it's going to affect me. The smell going up is going to affect my system. There are ways I control it.
One person speaking up, one group planting trees, one community choosing to care. This is how movement begins. The good change we all seek.
For we youths, I think one way we can all help out is try to manage how we use all these energies as much as possible, like the burning of waste and the burning of waste. We'll find better ways to manage our waste. The way we use our electricity very often, like some people go to bed and leave their lights on, they don't put it off. Like we find the easy way out out of everything. The way we use constantly, even the smoke that comes from vehicles as well, cause all these things. So if you can also exercise more, like if it's a distance that's like 10 to 20 minutes, instead of taking a bike or using a vehicle or driving to that place, it would be better if we like just take walks. And then we should also encourage planting, like planting of trees.
By the time you play your part and I play my part, honestly, we're going to have a very safer, greener, healthy, sweet, conducive environment. Not just for you, but for the generation unborn.
A cleaner Nigeria will not happen by chance, but by choice. The choice to act, the choice to leave a better planet for the next generation. Because when one Nigeria reduces their carbon footprint, another follows, and another. Each footprint brings good change. Each footprint matters.
Come away with me in the night. Come away with me, and I'll never stop loving you. And I want to walk with you on a cloudy day, in fields where the yellow grass grows knee high. All I ask is for you to come away with me in a bar. Come away with me.
Okay. I like when we are caught off guard sometimes.
It's the emission. The carbon emission and the footprint.
The carbon footprint.
All right, so
welcome, Sule. Great to see you.
Great to see you. You're looking good, guy.
Thank you. You know, I was supposed to be here during the Salah,
Yes,
but tomorrow I will certainly bring my happy Salah.
It will be here. Nigerians, you are here.
Not here, behind the scene. You know, I like doing things behind the scene.
I mean, a front scene.
No.
Patience will tell you why later, that the front scene is vital.
We have come to the end of our conversation, so you quickly give us your parting shots, and I'll start with the beautiful lady that everybody's speaking in her ears and writing has a beautiful smile. Please tell us your parting words.
Okay, thank you so much. So for me, I would say climate change is real, and my lifestyle matters, your lifestyle matters. It is our corporate responsibility to look after our planet. We don't have another planet. This is the only one we have.
Yeah.
So I want to pose these questions to Nigerians listening. What would you begin to do today to be accountable for your lifestyle, to make sure that you're not emitting?
Thank you very
in the
much. Thank you so much.
Thank
Doctor, your parting shot, keep it very brief.
I keep on reiterating
that
our planet is our future.
Absolutely.
And our planet is our future. And the future that we are leaving for our next generation, we should make it clean.
Yes.
How do we make it clean? It's between us and the environment. What we do to the environment is what the environment will return to us.
Okay.
Okay.
Thelma.
Thank you so much, my beautiful Miss Carbon Footprint. We are so loved for what you do.
Thank you for my title.
You like the title.
Thank you. About footprint. We here don't mind our footprint, so we're not joking with it. Whether she likes ma or not.
No, you will try. No?
Yes, so we'll be vigilant to be careful. It behoves all of us to be intentional. Okay? When we know better, let's do better.
Yeah.
Lady Alex, take it from here.
if we took a holiday, took some time to celebrate. Come on, just one day at a time, just one day. It'll be so nice. We can turn this world around and bring back all of those happy days. Put your troubles down. It's time to celebrate. Let love shine, and we will find a way to come together to make things better. We need a holiday. If we took a holiday, oh yeah, took some time to celebrate. Come on, just one day at a time, just one day. It'll be so nice. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Come on, let's celebrate. We have got to get together.